This is not clickbait. This video is going to tell you how to open an offshore bank account in one day. And I'm going to share both in-person and remote account opening options. Yes, you can even do this remotely. I'm also going to be sharing the countries where you can find these options and how much you'll need to deposit. But just in case this is your first time on the channel, my name is Chris and I'm the head of banking relationships at GlobalBanks. We help investors, entrepreneurs, and businesses navigate cross-border banking and financial services around the world. And sometimes that means helping them open accounts as fast as possible in foreign and offshore jurisdictions. Now, like I've said in past videos, our clients almost always open accounts remotely without visiting the bank. And that's in about 95% of cases, maybe even a little bit more. And this includes urgent scenarios that require expedited account opening. The reasons why different people want to open offshore accounts in a single day, they obviously vary, ranging from needing a bank account in a specific country to meet tight deadlines for business or investment purposes, or just generally being in a rush and not wanting to wait. Of course, there's also people who think that opening accounts as a non-resident is just as easy as opening accounts in their home country, which it is definitely not. But the reason doesn't matter, at least not for the purpose of this video. Instead, we're going to talk logistics. No fluff, how do you do it? And to start, let's get the obvious option out of the way, which is showing up in person. Now, I will say, even if you show up in person, most accounts won't be activated the same day. And that's because your account application, it still needs to be processed. Your profile has to be reviewed by compliance teams, and your identity from a foreign country has to be verified by the bank. So basically, the bank has to sign off on having you as a customer. But even though all of those hoops have to be jumped through, it is still possible to open bank accounts in a single day at certain banks. And basically, opening in person is the easy route. It's also the more accessible route, meaning if you do not have a lot of money, in-person opening is how you're going to be able to open an account in a single day. But I do want to point out that there are still things that can expand the timeline. You need to travel there and back to the bank. You might need to wait a day or even up to a week for a debit card. Your online banking access might not be activated for a few days. And in certain places, the bank may even mail you a physical document with access codes for your account. So it is possible to open an account in one day, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to start using your account as soon as your application is approved. So that's in-person opening. Let's talk about what everyone really wants to know. How can you open an offshore bank account in one day remotely? And yes, this is possible. We've helped clients do it, but no, it is not normal. In most cases, anyone opening a personal or corporate account remotely should expect the opening process to take a minimum of 5 business days. Though on average, account opening usually takes between 7 and 14 business days, depending on the complexity of the account and the client profile. And during that time, the bank is processing your application, pushing it through administrative channels, conducting the necessary checks, verifying your identity, and basically making sure that you're someone they want to be associated with. Think open source compliance checks, negative news, proprietary databases, basically looking for anything that might make them not want to bank you. And it's this administrative process that slows down the entire account opening. So if you want to open an account in one day, you need to find a bank, or more specifically, a motivated banker and a willing compliance department that can cram all of those administrative processes down into a single day. And while that might sound crazy, it is possible, sometimes. Now, if you haven't already guessed, there's one major trigger that will make or break your chances of opening an account remotely in a single day. But before I share this trigger with you, if you like this sort of video, where I break down some of the lesser known tactics and strategies surrounding offshore and international banking, can you give this video a like? That way, we know to keep making more videos like this for you. Okay, the trigger. Drumroll please. It's money. But it's not just how much money you're looking to deposit with the bank. It's also how much money you're going to make the bank. How profitable are you going to be as a customer? Because guess what? Profitable customers, they get priority. And very profitable customers get pushed to the front of the line. Now, if you call up a retail bank, credit union, building society, in whatever country you want to bank in, and you ask to open an account on the same day as a foreign non-resident, you'll probably get hung up on for wasting their time. And that's why the way to open an offshore account in one day is not through standard retail banking. It's through private banking. But not just any private bank. You need to approach a bank that caters to your profile. And more importantly, you need to be planning on using products, services, and the investments offered by the bank, or be willing to make a very large deposit. Because that's how the banks make money, and it's how you become a profitable client. Now, most private bankers that I talk to, they usually float 48 hours as the absolute minimum time frame to open accounts. But like I said, we've squeezed this down in the past for the right type of clients. But is this something that you can do on your own? Probably not. You can obviously go ahead, pick up a phone, and call a few banks, though you probably won't get very far, at least not in a private banking setting. So why can we do it? Well, the difference between us and everyone else is that we have long-standing relationships with these banks. Our clients have opened with them before, and the bankers know if we say that this client is a good fit for your institution, this client is coming in at levels that we know you'll find attractive, and they need immediate account opening, they take that kind of request seriously. Because we don't say things like that lightly. But let's say you still want to give it a try on your own. Where can you find these banks that are going to let you open in one day? Well, it's not just about geography. It's a combination of which banks will accept your citizenship and residency, how much you need to deposit in order to get priority attention, the compliance capabilities of the bank, and then which banks are even willing to accommodate expedited account opening requests from high net worth clients. And a lot of the time, the answer comes down to the internal structure of the compliance team. Do they have to kick your application up to a home office? Do they need committee approval? Or can the banker walk over to the compliance team with your application in hand and ask for priority attention? And yes, these are the sort of compliance considerations that we look at when helping our clients determine where to bank. Now, where can you find banks that might allow you to open accounts remotely in a single day? Well, we're talking about private banking. So the usual suspects are going to come up here. Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Austria, even the US, Singapore could also be an option, and the UK. It really depends on the bank. If you're going to be going after a big name private bank and wanting to deposit $5 million, you're probably not going to excite anybody. But if you go to a smaller private bank, $5 million could be enough to motivate the right banker, though you're probably safer coming in at a higher level or having a really clear plan for how you're going to make the bank money. So those are your two options for how you can open an offshore bank account in a single day. Either show up in person or do everything remotely with a private bank that offers expedited account opening. But regardless of how you want to open an account, I have something for you that'll help you navigate your next steps. First, if you do decide to go the private banking route, this video right here could save you tens of thousands in fees. And if you decide to open in person, this video is going to share 5 of the best offshore banking hubs available right now. So go ahead, pick the video that's best for you, and I'll see you over there right now.